Okay, cool. Ooh, actually, you know what? I think I haven't tried promoting my stream on Twitter. I'm gonna try that. Hello, Smuckleberry. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah. Right now, I'm trying to see if I can share my stream on Twitter because I haven't like posted anything on Twitter for a while, which I only use it just to post to other things, but every once in a while I just check out for seeing it on my heart. Hizzily go drizzle. What does that mean? Yes. Scrode brush. Yes, ooh, I like that shark brushing thing. Learning e-bionics. Oh, cool. What's that? What is e-bionics? Nice try. Okay. Oh, nice. Like a Street Fighter. Weird internet slang. Okay. You have me curious. E-bionic internet slang. What is that? Ah, interesting. It's a culture reference. How's your drawing going? Oh, it's going fine. I recently finished the rough final of this side of the of the 4 poses. So now I just gotta do a rough final of these faces, and I may get started. I think I'll probably get to like one of the poses to be done. But definitely, since this is like small over here, I won't probably put too much detail into that one. Same goes to here for just faces, so I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, so I'm like, let's just say I'm kind of like, I want to say 60% done with the rough final drawings before I get to the final line artwork, which obviously once I get to my final line artwork, I would have to like flip this and double check for any like proportions warp when you flip a drawing. I mean, some of it's actually pretty decent when it's flipped. Not a little bit so much with the head over here, but eventually I'll tweak that. Yeah. You know, I never knew TikTok had a live stream. Interesting. Okay. Alright, I think I'm done enough promoting. I'm just gonna get started. So now, I'm going to create a new layer, which is just face 1, face 2, which I'm probably going to call it F1, F2, then F3, F4. Yeah, TikTok has a live stream. Like you can set up a live, but it's probably more of a mobile format way, like how Instagram Live is, basically. Because I know they did away with her, the Instagram Mon videos that has like more of a 16:9, but then they turn into Instagram Reels just to compete with TikTok. And 50% of the time when I go to my home feed on Instagram, I'm stuck with like Instagram Reel videos, and sometimes I just like want to scroll for the images because I like seeing other people's artwork. Ah, yes, the Bob Ross shark. I just realized that it actually has afro hair. Alrighty. So let's get started. No. Yeah. I did have like long hair when I was like around 5th grade, but then after like 5th grade I kind of went back to short. But during when my hair was long in 5th grade, it was actually just like straight long. But then over the course of years since I got older, it started to like it's no longer can't be straight, it just curls now. So because my hair's changed, but it used to be like straight a lot, but it ain't anymore. It just curls if it gets longer. And I kind of find it funny where it just when it tries to grow, or even though it's like it's like long around my shoulders now, that it does try to curl, find its way to still stick up, but most of it's being way down. Kind of hilarious and a little bit annoying, but eventually I need to trim my ends because I'm starting to get some splits. Yeah, speaking Bob, I need to get back into painting. Yeah. I think you can, yeah, I think there's like all Bob Ross videos are just free on YouTube these days, and I think Twitch is still streaming them. Yeah, it's crazy that we're also getting some like AI content with SpongeBob and somehow Family Guy. But and there's now starting to turn out like into religious AI content. So I think there's like now a Jesus AI. But in my opinion, he's no better than the real deal. But I think when the first one I saw there was an AI Jesus content, it was on like Twitch. I'm not sure, but I didn't see it on YouTube. It was on like streaming on Twitch somewhere. AI boo. I mean, there's always pros and cons with AI. It just depends how you ethically use it. Personally. I mean, there's some people who does very unethical reasons. Like, recently I discovered an article that's, strange reason that people want to, use, ChatGPT to, pirate things, like pirating like Windows keys, and I think at some point this week or weekend they're going to patch that, but it's probably patched already. But yeah, a lot of people were abusing it just to get free Windows Pro. But there's like major discounts that you can get Windows Pro elsewhere. I mean, you don't have to go to like the main store to get Windows Pro, which even though it's like $100, but there are some like other third-party websites that offers like a 75% discount, which is not really bad to get the like a discounted like $25 of or $20 when just pro than just pirating it. Yeah. The world evolves every day. Like each decade, it's like a whole new world. It's like a whole new universe every decade. The world resets, and we get something new. Every decade, let's like hot topic. Because I feel like when a new decades happen, it's just things drastically change. And that includes technology. So now I'm just kind of clean up the sketch a little bit, so I get an idea of what to my final line I'll have to put it on. And the personal reason why I have like multiple faces for expressions there to help me at least have something to reference to, because whenever I get done with retopology eventually, I'll have to figure out how to move the meshes around with the eyes and stuff like that. I mean, it's possible that there are some things I could fake, like obviously the eyes, I can have like that particular mesh VI to have like a JPG or PNG image of the eye, but if I want to try to kind of like change the eye appearance, like how it moves and animated, I'll probably need some kind of like quick frame to change how the eye appearance is, because sometimes her eyes does have pupils depending if she's like angry or scared. And now that's just a common style I have for the Turanian species. Yeah. I just actually recently started backing up my my PS2 and PS1 copies that I have, because I think the last year or two that when I tried to launch my PS2, for some strange reason the graphics were starting to flicker, like it was kind of dying out a little bit, and so I decided to rip my own PS2 ROMs and in my games and put it on RetroArch, so I can preserve my own game copies and still play them. It's just in case my main PS2 dies one day. And I was curious, like I remember I haven't that I had Crash of Titans, so I got started playing with it, and I was like wondering why I never completed the level all the way through, like never completely finished Crash of the Titans. And when I started playing it, I realized that why I never finished it, because since now kind of looking for more of a perspective from a gaming development knowledge, some of the mechanics definitely should have been reworked, and I hate the spinning, flying, gliding mechanic where Crash just like you try to go in mid-air to spin and dive around, because there's no guarantee if you're gonna actually land on the platform or not, even though it looks like in this perspective that you could land and miss over here. And I just hate spamming the X button on that, and it's just like really annoying. But overall, the fight mechanics and stuff like that when I played it on hard mode was really fun. But there are some times that when you're trying to get up to certain obstacles and stuff like that, it gets really annoying. I mean, I understand that Crash is originally supposed to be a platform game, but the difference between the Crash games and the Crash of the Titans games, that they went to like a complete different direction on that one, which is technically not your OG Crash Bandicoot game. It's more of like a combat a combat linear game where you actually just control giant monsters and just fight bosses and stuff, which I find really interesting. But then there were some moments when they still try to blend for classic thing of platforming. But the difference between mixing that style with the other, it just didn't really work out too much. I mean, I felt like that maybe Crash of Titans could have been like a completely different game, but not use Crash Bandicoot material. But that's my only say. And then, and actually just remove the whole platform thing part because their perspective in that game is not the right type of camera to use for platforming, and it's also, oh yeah, not it's not just the cameras. Actually, they didn't really have a sprint mechanic for that one, so you just like running and pace around. You just gamble if your character's actually running or not, and you can't really control the speed of your thing. So it's not really fast paced when it comes to like actually running and walking from place to point A to point B for like 30 seconds, which I actually had to use the fast forward button to skip all that stuff for like just walking, basically. Because if it takes a long time to like get to places without just doing too much jumping or anything else in the middle of it, then having a long-term walking and running is not really gameplay. But it's a PS2 game, so I'm not really shouldn't be really too harsh on that because it's like very outdated mechanics. But for a platformer for original Crash Bandicoot games, I'm totally fine getting angry sometimes at the game because it's supposed to be a platform try hard thing, but that's the purpose of it. But when you try to add something like a different something new with it, then it's kind of difficult if your game should have that measure of rage in there, because back in the PS2 and PS1 games, checkpoints were not as friendly as modern games. Like, if you just basically lost all your lives and when you get the game over, basically you have to redo the whole chapter and start from all your progress to 0. I mean, for PS1, I would say it's even more harsher than PS2. Because sometimes, for Crash, if you just basically lose all your lives, then you basically lose your save file. That's why there's, which thank goodness they have, like, you can create save file A, save file B, and in case that save file A fails, basically you lose all your lives in that save file, you just bet on your other save file to just continue the game, so you don't have to feel frustration of losing everything. And that also was kind of a trigger thing that, like, whatever I did for like 20 minutes was completely for nothing because of the sloppy mechanics of trying because there's other times in Crash of Titans that I just like die by not some strange reason, not my gliding get to the other platform I didn't really land on my feet. It just like I just came so close to like landing on things, and I just die, basically. I mean, when you play the game, you probably will figure it out and see, but overall, as I'm remembering how the game is, it's okay. It's just more, since it's like it allows you to like go off and stuff. It just if it's only if you're locally someone's there. I mean, it's more fun if someone's playing with you, because you don't really have to like. Basically, it's less of a risk than when you're losing lives when you have 2 players around, because you're hoping that other player actually survives and did the work, but the stakes are still like pretty ridiculous. Have you ever had your IQ tested? Could you specify what you mean? I mean, I know what an IQ is, but I'm curious if you ask why. Seems really smart. Well, to tell you from a perspective, when it comes to any tests and stuff like that, my autism inner half, which is not very friendly to IQ tests, because I don't know, sometimes for me, if I have like, since I have like someone a little bit of a I do have some. I mean, obviously, I do. I was diagnosed with autism when I was around 2, but yeah, but I got help and I got trained to socialize. It's just that I had to go through more vigorous learning how to socialize more of like as more of a human being, to talk about my or learn other people's emotions and stuff. But yeah, anywho, back to the IQ stuff. Personally, I like to take IQ stuff as a grain of salt because it doesn't really technically guarantees your actual intelligence, because you can basically every day your intelligence dynamically change. I mean, for example, the pro side of it is that if you still have a developing brain, then your IQ could potentially change and stuff like that. Even still for an adult too, that if you learn something new and do that. Now the cons is like, if you decided to do like, for example, like other sorts of things that you choose not to explore new things or whatever it may case to be, it varies. So, for example, I just feel like IQ just tells you where your level of basically standard comprehension to other intelligence, but it's not really your main answer because it can change later on. But back in high school, I think it was around average, like around 92 or 95, but I wouldn't press on, like, as I mentioned, I take IQs as a grain of salt, because the reason why I probably got it like a 92 or 95, which is basically still around average, like around the 90s and 100s, it's just average, I think. But the reason why I take that as a grain of salt, because due to my my disability having sometimes not understanding certain comprehensions to what certain questions are asking, because you can't ask like an already printed test to say, hey, could you reword your question, or can you specify what you mean specifically, because I understand things like completely different, like 180. And sometimes when I thought I answered something and I assumed as a different scenario how I answer something, it ends up actually being totally different, because I misunderstood that I thought this question was asking me this specifically, but meanwhile it was actually asking a different question, or a slightly different question. So I had to be careful to figure out carefully to what parts of the questions I don't understand, to get to try to specify what parts do I understand, just to help me make the question easier to understand before answering. But yeah, I mean, for IQs, it's not very as friendly to some people who has like certain disabilities. But if you don't really have that much disability problems, then more likely less the IQ could benefit more than accurate intelligence. But yet, I did learn a lot of game design stuff in college, and I'm still on my senior year for that. So I'm just pulling out my cap of knowledge with that, and plus my personal interest at my experience, how I personally felt in game as a player too. So like both sides of the end. And I do notice there are sometimes that I think if you remember me when I still have like a laptop for my webcam, that I do tend to sometimes I prefer putting my arm and hand up near to my mouth sometimes when I draw on a digital screen. I don't know why, I just end up forming a habit like that. But of course, I don't have a webcam for this computer yet, but sometimes I just find it awkward seeing myself on the webcam. And sometimes I just feel like way more better just having a webcam at all. Because sometimes I can feel I myself can distract myself. I mean, for me, it's easy for me to get into like a subject or two to talk about, discuss. What's hard for me is that I don't have like a really good chance to multitask on things. I'm kind of like, sometimes I can multitask depending on the certain circumstances if it doesn't like take too much. Like sometimes me trying to talk and draw at the same time, I feel like for me personally it's more of like a skill issue trying to draw while I'm talking. But yet I do want to put there's some thoughts about what I say and to speak, so that kind of interferes my concentration a little bit. But then I sometimes when I get really deep into the subject, I like to do it and just do it straightforward, but then all my attention goes to there. I mean, the only problem is that I have to watch out when I need to stop to take a break, or when it's time for me to like eat dinner or something. Because if I'm like completely zoned into a subject that I'm really interested in I just go completely deep into it, and I just sometimes forget the concept of time. Which is, for me personally, scheduling myself for planners and stuff is like really important to me. Because sometimes I may guilt trip myself to if I don't make any progress today. And that's just basically a natural symptom that I develop for when you become too used to doing stuff on a certain basis. Basically you just form a habit, and you're kind of like addicted in the rush to stick to like a certain way how you do things for quite a while. But when there's something that all of a sudden one day like a plan has changed what I want to do, or I just feel very exhausted on a particular day, I just have to learn how to like let it go and just move on. I did play some Lego Star Wars, and I did complete like Revenge of the Sith and stuff. But I mean, overall, for any context of like a Lego Star Wars game, to me, when I play it, I think the goal is to collect many subs as possible. Forget everything else that matters, because the point is they get rich quick in that game and destroy literally anything. Because anything is destroying equals studs. So, yeah, because when I play any Lego Star Wars game or any Lego game, My interest is only collect as many studs as possible. For whatever reason. Which in cost it kind of takes time for a little bit longer for me to complete the level because I'm just like, okay, I just want to get to True Jedi real quick. Because the next time when I try to play in free play mode, it'll be kind of annoying to try to constantly get True Jedi later on. Because if I want to like explore other secrets and other certain levels with certain different characters, it'll be much more easier to focus more on that, personally. I probably would I'm probably gonna stream up to like 3 hours to 4 hours. So because I've noticed I go up to that route, so I don't know, we'll see, because I decided to start my stream like kind of in the evening instead of the afternoon. So, and probably around like 9:30, it's definitely have to eat and just be done. Oh, I like this tune. Yeah, okay. This here, this is a video song that's currently playing if you want to keep it playlist. Called Heroes Tonight. 2. This.
The feeling behind my eyes. You stood out 'cause you were in red. Then, against my intentions, I let you turn me violet instead. Summer high, met you in August. New York, back to my cold apartment. Distance.
Actually, wait, no, I don't want to move the face. Just mine. Because I'm not really sure I did have like a same perspective on that. Or does it's not much. Yeah, I'll see it through later. I was gonna adjust the face, but I changed my mind. That's because I kind of thought maybe it should be a little bit down then. I was like, no, what? Never mind. It is.
At the festival that we met at, where you were just a face in a crowd, and now I can't imagine me with anybody else. As we close out the night underneath the lilac sky. Summer high, met you in August. New York, back to my cold apartment. Distance sucks, but at least I'm still with you. White out skies, middle November. You and I, flights to wherever. I don't mind as long as it's with you. 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 And the candles glitter like you're in a thriller. Heart goes pum pum pum. Ghostly figures, they can get so bitter. Sure you want to enter, you can turn back. You don't know where I've been. What's going on inside? Where the monsters like to come alive, come alive. Do you really wanna know me? I'm really not that cold. you love a haunted, haunted house? Or could you love me now? A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. A haunted, haunted house. If you'll just let it out. A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. Broken windows and a warning scribbled on my wall saying that you better turn around. Wouldn't be the first to try to burn me down. You're blue, you too. Would you love me at my worst? Till the coffins in the dirt try to break me like a curse. You know that will never work. I'm a little bit absurd. I like dancing on the verge. Anyone can love a pretty little mansion, but could you love a haunted, haunted house? Or could you love me now? A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. A haunted, haunted house. If you'll just take it out. A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. Could you love a haunted, haunted house? Or could you love me now? A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. A haunted, haunted house. If you're just taking inside. A haunted, haunted, I'm a haunted house. My words till the coffins in the dirt. Anyone can love a pretty little mansion. Pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Gotta pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, pray, pray, pray for me and fast. Baby, can we pray, pray tonight? Baby, can we pray? Mama said you're meant to burn as bright as a star among the midnight sky. All the pressure blinded me, but now I see I'm no different from the rest. You said I'd fly away, but my walls have kept me down. Now I'm lost and I'm afraid, and I'm close to hit the ground. You said I'd fly away. You said I'd fly anyway, but I keep on falling. You said I'd Show me proof that there is something more. I just hope I am okay with the choices I make. Maybe then I'll understand. You said I'd fly away, but my words have kept me down. Now I'm lost and I'm afraid, and I'm close to hit the ground. You said I'd fly away. You said I'd fly anyway, but I keep on falling. But I keep on falling. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make
Oh, wait. Hello, Lucky Bucks. So, bizarre are we talking? Oh, cool. Hi, sorry, I didn't see you there. Yeah. Yeah, you're my first chatter here on YouTube so far on actually streaming YouTube. Yeah. The last time I streamed on YouTube was like, let's say like 3 or 4 years ago, but yeah. But I'm also streaming on Twitch, but yeah. How bizarre are we talking? Well, let's just say that, imagination bizarre. I would say. Like, bizarre that, I'm just trying new things and switching things around, from certain past designs and just reiterating them. That's how bizarre. Lucky ABX. But yeah, nice to pop in. Thank you. Yeah. And I haven't like, I was very, like, somewhat inactive on some of my social media, so. Didn't Twitch outlaw dual streaming? Only if you're affiliates. Last time I checked and stuff. Because they only outlaw dual streaming if you're affiliate or partners with them. Because I don't have any... I don't do, like, Twitch bits and stuff. So yeah, as long as you're not an affiliate or because technically I'm streaming without any contracts or affiliate. So therefore, I could do whatever I want. Just at longest, I'm not an affiliate, so which I can get away with it. And I do see some other stream channels does double streaming on Twitch. It's just that they just don't have the affiliate features on or never used it. So I'm just technically just double dipping stuff, so in case I have like a backup in case one day. Who knows in the future or whatever beyond. Yeah, so right now I'm just working on making rough finals of the space expressions I wanted to use, because all this is going to be reused for whenever I sculpt in ZBrush just to make the character. But I will also have like an illustration art style that comes with it. So then I have some things I want to try out and plan out, and I'm definitely considering making the shader in Unreal Engine. So I'll eventually have fun with that when the time comes to do all these certain steps. So I'm just creating basically a big reference sheet guide for my character Molly Okiri. So I have something to look for back and forth to like certain adjustments in that. And these are just like reference sketches that I could want to try as a face expression for the mesh, but I'll have to also figure out how to simplify the topology just so I'm able to like stretch it really well and stuff in certain areas. And for the eyes, it'll probably be more like a JPEG image, so I don't really have to sculpt the iris. It can be just like a flat out. It could potentially be a flat out sphere, most likely, or just like an oval squish. Depends. I'll figure out once I start modeling, then I'll be like, okay, and I'll just basically try to fail fast and do stuff. Is the end goal to make a video game or animation? Basically a video game toy character. I'm technically not making a game, but I'm using my gaming development knowledge and elements to create a model character, but I'm gonna experiment in Blender and I'll pretend that makes sense to me. Yeah, but I'll learn how to figure out how to animate in Blender, because there is a plugin that I can use to extract an already generated Mixamo rig. So I've done half the work for rigging, and then I just have to manually just fix this and mix that. So I'll eventually figure out that, but most of the modeling is going to be in ZBrush and most likely Substance Painter. But yeah, so it's just something. It's just a project I want to do just for fun. I'll also try to learn something out of it. But once I get to those essential steps, I'm gonna try to fail as fast as I can just to learn. Yeah. And I'll probably stream at certain points when I feel like I've made a milestone peak. And I think, yeah, just do that, and then yeah, that should be fine. I'm not gonna drop the whole body. I already did like 4 of them. Just need the face. A little bit of detail there. Yeah, but if you do check out my my YouTube shorts, I did made a scorpion model for a senior project. But it was more like whatever the art Bible said for mutation when developing it. So you can like check that out on my channel. I think you probably should see it around there. For some of these copyright-free songs for no copyright sounds, it's just good. So at least it's like a very chilling song to have in the background. Yeah, it definitely looks like a scorpion. Yeah, mutated one. Yeah, for the art Bible of that, they wanted like the tail to have like some kind of like a glowing tail, like almost like the some of the fish from like I forgot the fish's name. Look it up, but it was from in Finding Nemo, where you got this like under Blackwater Sea, where you got that creature with that glowing thing on his head. Something with that with the tail, but I ended up figuring out trying to put the stinger somewhere, so still kind of have some scorpion-esque going on. So but yeah, but the mouth one I researched with the scorpion is like very interesting because you got like so many pinchers within pinchers. So basically, their mouth is like multiple arms within arms, which is microscopic, small, and they just use their tiny mouth pinchers just to put stuff in their mouth. They're absolutely tiny.
Invincible.
Alright, new layer F3. So this one I'm drawing like in Paint Tool Sci instead of Photoshop because I'm mostly do a lot of drawing in Paint Tool Sci, but I think but I also been doing a lot of Photoshop just to get used to some of this stuff, but that was just for college use. Because my main to-go is Paint Tool Sci because there's some techniques that I like to use that can get away with it more easier. I know Clip and Sci has their own, there's a way you can get them to blend same colors simultaneously at the same time without using a mixer brush. And oh yeah, and their like paper texture tool, because you can actually create your own seamless BMP textures and just actually mess around with it and just basically save more time to do all the hard detailed work, and you don't have to do that much. So it's like a time saver for that too. I almost forgot the circles here. Because I was thinking possibly in maybe other face expressions I could have like certain symbols or particles probably going around with it. Because I thought about that, that'll be like kind of cool. Alright, time for this one. Do you know how to use vectors? Oh yeah, that's illustration. You can definitely use vectors for other things. I know Psy has vectors. Adobe Illustrator already mentioned that. I know Clip Studio Paint has a very advanced tool for vectors by combining the raster and vector method, where basically if you have a vector line art in Clip Studio Paint, you can basically scale the quality of the shape of that. And basically, since this is just a rough final, this is not the final line work. I just need to like clean up the gestures I have a little bit just to make a rough final. Then I'll get to the final part where I actually use my real ink pen just to polish it even further. And I also do like line hash mark shading too, which is basically I like doing a lot of cross hatching too as well. Which I know there's a way in Unreal you can get away with a lot with cross-hatching shaders, but I'll figure out how to pull that off. Do you use any pre-existing particles or make your own? I mean, well, technically, since I did learn how to do the VFX stuff in Unreal in spring. And it was a 10-week course for that, so and I was given already like a presets of textures already, but then I have to figure out how to code it and to blend them together. But there are sometimes I took an image and just modified it in Photoshop. But yeah, personally, I would rather try to make stuff on my own. But yet, maybe there's a few textures I'll probably want to download or use and just modify it before I blend them all into the for the VFX, because when you blend stuff into the VFX stuff, it just becomes completely different than what you see as a texture that's being used to create that VFX, and it could be an alpha and stuff like that, and it just looks very derivative. So there's many benefits to that. Sometimes generated textures can also mess with it, but you can also just tweak it and mess with it in Photoshop and just break it down apart. Seems just knowledgeable at everything. Well, thank you. That's why I went to college for game dev, but yeah, I still got 2 more semesters before I graduate, which is fall and winter. But for the whole drawing stuff and that, I self-taught myself with how to draw 2D while I went for college for learning how to do 3D art and learning some knowledge ideas about game design. And the main thing what they taught is Unreal, so. Oh yeah, I'm just enjoying my summer right now. I mean, I got some. I've started getting into other games that I haven't done in a while. Thinking about starting over my Knights of the Old Republic video game because since I kind of lost the save file for that and had no idea what I did the last time because I think I was on my way to becoming a Jedi. Then I kind of was conflicted if I want to be a Sith or Jedi, depending on the choices. So I'm probably just gonna start over and just go straight to the dark side path. Because it's because when I saw other gameplays with it, it's just the mechanics are just more fun to use dark side powers because you can get through the game a lot real faster and regardless what difficulty you play on. Because literally the whole point of the dark side is like it's supposed to be ungodly powerful, and basically in order to achieve that power, you have to be addicted to every single main characters in the plot of your choices. Or basically be dick to any of your NPCs just for pure power. To be absolute. Because I know there's like, you can do like romance options in that game, but then I'm kind of like, I can just look that up on YouTube because there's so many other things you can do. It's just, I think the point for a person who wants discovers and stories and stuff, it's just depending on the interest of like, ooh, maybe some of the reasons like I want this character to mingle with this character, I wonder what happens and stuff. It's kind of cool. I know you don't become Sith because you're compassionable, but I was kind of also talking about if you ever take the Jedi route, then you got more chances to interact with more of the main character's backstory and learn more about them. But for the dark side, basically you can straight up be you have to be straight up be like pure evil to the rest of the main characters, but you'll skip a lot of some of their like basically stuff that's like unnecessary quest dialogue stuff, but you'll still get the main parts of what we're supposed to do. It's just that basically you be evil just to get dark points. You just make bad choices, that's all.
Had a feeling we had something. Could have seen it in your eyes. Took a second, but I'm right here, waiting for you with open arms. How about you coming closer? We can do my place. Maybe we can try meeting up by 7. You'll be saying over, so it's guaranteed. I'll be forever thinking about you and me. I don't wanna let you go. I don't wanna let you go. Tell me what you want to know. Run your fingers down me slow. 'Cause you're in my head. You are, 'cause you're in my head. 'Cause you're in my what you think? What you think? 'Cause you're in my what you think? What you think? 'Cause you're in my you left it off and crying. Let me in now, don't be shy. We can be a summer story with dreams and reality collide. Are we back to the start? I can play the game, but I'm falling again. No, don't hold back, take it far. Promise you the same, let the pleasure begin. How about you coming closer? We can do my place. Maybe we can try meeting up by 7. You'll be saying over, so it's guaranteed. I'll be forever thinking about you and me. I don't wanna let you go. I don't wanna let you go. Tell me what you want to know. Run your fingers down me slow. 'Cause you're in my head. You are, 'cause you're in my head. 'Cause you're in my I don't wanna let you go. I don't wanna let you go. Tell me what you want to know. Run your fingers down me slow. 'Cause you're in my head. You are, 'cause you're in my head. 'Cause you're in my what you think? What you think? 'Cause you're in my what you think? What you think? 'Cause you're in my I don't wanna let you go. I don't wanna let you go.
What got into you drawing monsters? Well, basically, it's because I think monsters are like fun to draw. It's much more interesting on the human perspective of things because when it comes to monsters and creatures, yeah. When it comes to monsters and creatures, sorry, I was just like rereading because I have to double check because I think someone asked me for that similar question and I ended up kind of mixing in with my name Monster and sometimes with monsters too, drawing monsters. So yeah, just wanted to double check. Yeah, you just asked me questions, creatures and monsters. Okay, cool. But yeah, I just like playing around with creatures definitely and just experimenting with like, I wonder if this creature would look like if this other creature would basically combine together, or just many variety of things. I just want to try to mismatch stuff and just to combine, just to create something new. In a way, I kind of find their creatures are very more cute in their own ways. And sometimes I just like the hideous ones too, like the ones that looks like horrifying and also disgusting too. I think also strange reason, a little bit of creepypasta kind of was I used to watch back when I was 10 or 11 years old. It's kind of interesting too, because I mean there's also some other creatures out there, like the horror ones, specifically like Siren Head and the other mysterious ones on the internet. And if you're interested in the other sketches I made, do have Instagram for a certain place. I mean, I do have 2 Instagrams, but I put one for like 3D and the other one's for 2D. But I can show you my 2D stuff. Now, most of them is just sketches and stuff because since I was in like school and that, there's not really that much like full color illustrations because I was like busy doing other things. You can always check this out if you're interested. And yes, that other link is basically my other username, so I use 2 usernames like TT Birdie and Monster Death for other certain reasons. What design you're particularly proud of? Let's see. I say so far for the with the clothing suit design stuff. So far Mario Okuri takes the cake. But for before composure and more fantasy and amity, I would say Christella can take that cake. But for the most crazy deadly creatures I made was more the infector species. So, but I do have another a human character design, but it's more a middle schooler with a spirit and whatever powers that resorts to like a death guitar instruments, and she is more of like a emo rock hard. I think it was Mia Ukrainian, but you probably won't see her that much in my Instagram sketches or that because I think you can find it, but some of them it's just like there's probably some review. But eventually I might make a comeback around with her every once in a while and just do more changes with her design. Because I'm always constantly changing my style and artwork a lot. And that's the point of always learning things new no matter what. Even 10 years down the road, infinite learning and infinite changing. So I always try to keep my characters constantly evolving and always try to like experiment and change things to the design ideas. Because some things I may have drawn like from the previous past or currently that I'm drawing, my point of view may change like a year or 2 down the road. Because art is like a constant evolving thing. I mean, she used to, I think Molly used to have some other kind of clothing art style. I can definitely tell the way in which you lean with Christella. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I mean, I did archive like very older my past drawings back then, but you won't find because it's obviously archived. But yeah, they look so different back then. Like, I mean, some of them were cheesy, but eventually I got better. And that's only because that Instagram account only existed for like for about 7 or 8 years old, and it was completely different back then. Like, I think everyone from certain decades ago, or maybe like a 4-year gap, you can actually sometimes see a difference, like the person change or a different interest in that. Because before that, I think I was making YouTube video games stuff content back then. And then I ended up switching more to art stuff, and I ended up becoming more interested in doing stuff in art than just making YouTube gaming videos. Because over time, my interest just like changed. I used to do a lot of Minecraft Let's Plays, and I think Resident Evil VR too. What else? Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat X. I used to do that. Make those videos too. A blast from the past. And I end up kind of like ditching more of my YouTube gaming channel. I mean, it may come back. I'm not sure when I'm going to actually do gaming content in the future, so I wouldn't say for sure I'm not completely done with it, but I'm just saying it's not my priority at the moment to make gaming videos because I'm choosing to spend more time to do with art stuff. And just trying to come up with YouTube videos. So that was more of a personal choice that which skills I want to craft. Besides, there's already YouTube today, there is so many YouTube gaming channels. Like, it's just, yeah. Do you still play video games? Of course I do. It helps for me to learn how video games are made too, so there's also the learning experience in that, but I still play games that I'm interested to, either way. And I still watch movies, shows, YouTube, because as long as I still do that on a somewhat of a regular basis, I can still draw inspirations from other things that I like, and it kind of goes a full circle around to what stuff I make for art. So it's like, most likely, I play games just for fueling creativity, and I just watch videos, watch YouTube just to fuel my own creativity. And it just comes back around in the next. It's almost like recycling your own mindset and things, but yeah, I definitely still play video games for sure. Yeah, I used to host a Minecraft Bedrock server, but unfortunately, I think I only did that for 1 month because I didn't want to continuously pay that subscription. But even though at some reason I dragged a lot of 200 people to play, it's just there was so many other people that I think I would just say I wasn't really interested to keep it on forever because I felt like I could do other stuff that really is interesting, not is what's already repeated, that many people just develop a Minecraft server and just play on something random. And I felt like that's just kind of repetitive. So eventually I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop doing Minecraft stuff. I mean, I'm not not doing that much Minecraft video stuff or at all, but I still play Minecraft every once in a while when I come back to it. Usually only because I just check out, oh, what feature updates are there. Like for the last one, it was I think it was cherry trees now, which the particles are freaking amazing. But yeah. And I still like Call of Duty Black Ops Zombies a lot, so. I mean, I haven't played that for a while, but I played it last 7 months, or I think, yeah, almost during winter break and last year summer. Because I kind of want to go back into classics. I mean, today I played Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, so usually I play the games just to collect studs. It would be funny if I mean it's kind of funny that if you just the point of when I played the Lego Star Wars game, I just the reason why I collect the studs, it's almost like a I would rather find fast methods to get rich quick in Lego Star Wars and just focus on destroying things rather than just trying to progress through, because almost like I like collecting studs just to get like higher numbers, and it's just fun to get true Jedi and stuff. But yeah, stuff like that. I mean, mostly the context is just it's the cutscenes that takes the cake. And then there's Overwatch. I think I still play it from time to time. Yeah, and I'm starting to get back into Destiny because I just felt like there were some people I want to have to play with. Imagine you applied that mindset to real life. Oh yeah. Oh gosh. No, get rich quick schemes in real life almost never works, because the logic behind for get rich quick schemes, it's just no, not many of them are just like realistic. People still play Destiny. Yeah, there's people that still play Destiny. But most likely, the game's only interesting if you're playing with people, because it's a multiplayer game. I know they had like campaigns and stuff like that. I used to play the first Destiny a lot when it came out in 2014. I only played that for 1 year and only got 1 or 2 DLCs. And after that year, I was like up and like, alright, I'm done with Destiny. I want to play something else. And I never really returned to it until like a year ago, but then I really didn't, because I was like, alright, I played it like for a little bit and I got bored real quick because I didn't have like an excuse like why I want to keep going. Even though they made it for free. Like for example, if I do have some friends that plays the Destiny, I may try to get back into Destiny. But most likely, I'm more interested in the PvE combat system in Destiny than just PvP, because last time I remember playing Destiny PvP was total chaotic, as like you really need to have in order to have a good experience for PvP, you gotta have to create your own in-game chat team just to communicate and just have fun. But I didn't really have that stuff, so whenever I just play online with Crucible or whatever, it just gets like toxic real fast, because a lot of things just like happens out of nowhere, and it gets frustrating when you just die multiple times, even though you just try to protect yourself. And which is like, I lean more to PvE because the combat for the AI system is very fair. And you still get rewards to do stuff with it too.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and we got history. Yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy.
And especially for Destiny, yeah, it's the reason why I think I got a little bit back some of its popularity a little bit, because there was I think there was this one famous actor who was in John Wick, and he also voiced some of the characters in Destiny. I think 1 or 2, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the Destiny's main characters at all. I completely forgot obliviously. But I know who voiced them was like, one of them was like Lance Reddick, and he's pretty much a good voice actor, so, but rest in peace. And because every time when you play the game, you just hear some of his dialogue.
My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. And when you're alone, do you say my name or you say her name? Yeah. My love, it grows with the memories like a symphony. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep, and you and I, we got history, yeah.
Bye. Alright, see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good evening or whatever you're in the world. Good morning, good night. Who knows? I'm like late at night. Alright, I'm gonna take myself a 10-minute break. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I am back. My break. Okay. Anywho. Right now, I'm just using the stress ball to relax my thumb for a little bit. Okay. Done with that stress ball. I like this song.
Stranded in the open, dried out tears of sorrow, lacking all emotion, staring down the barrel, waiting for the final gates to open to a new tomorrow, moving with the motion, following the light that sets me
I love when Windows widgets decides to no longer sometimes switch to Weber to like advertise play new games now. Funny, ironically, I'm in the middle of a stream. It's marked for gaming. Funny and ironic.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you? Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you? Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you? Try to let go of all of the nonsense that you put me through. I give it up to you. I do it all for you. Maybe this feeling's overdue. You're uninvited. You wanna hold me close, but I know what you have to. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why are you hiding? Tell me, what must I do? Come to you, come to you. You're mine, mine, mine. It's right, right, right. It's right, right, right. Right now. Why are you hiding?
Hmm.
winter's here, the snow is falling. All I cry as we drive for miles to that little town called home. Tinsel hangs from every corner of the house, and Christmas lights shine bright through the cold evening fog. And I hear sleigh bells bouncing off the halls as the church choir sings along. I feel my heart melt when you walk through those doors for Christmas. You're all I want. All I wanted was you. All I wanted was you. All I wanted was you. Christmas cheer, drinks with friends we haven't seen for a while, since I've been to that little town called home. Pine tree dressed up with every ornament we got, and stockings hung with overflowing from the top. And I hear sleigh bells bouncing off the halls as the church choir sings along. Feel my heart melt when you walk through those doors for Christmas. You're all I want. All I wanted was you. 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 And I hear sleigh bells. All I wanted was you. Feel my heart melt. All I wanted was you.
Alright, you know what, since it's like, around getting late, I'm gonna get something to eat, then I might stream tomorrow, but, I think I'm gonna stop from there. I made some, like, rough final faces, so that's good. Yep, we're getting there. And then after that, just carve out these treatment after that, and I can go finally print on the rest. Once I finish it. After that, yep, we're making a lot of progress so far this week. And I like it. Okay. So, yep, I'm gonna end this. Alright, thank you all for watching, and